Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be showing how to make this Tamagotchi inspired squishy. I think it's absolutely adorable. I have so many like little pieces of glitter and foil and like holographic bits on here that in person it is so nice. I don't know if my camera is actually picking it up. Hopefully it is if I come a little bit closer, but it's so shiny, so glistening and just so cute. This was really simple to make. I just made it obviously out of a piece of foam like I usually do, but I think that this one would be a really fun one to make out of like a dish sponge or something, because it's not actually that chunky, and I think that a lot of you will have dish sponges or like car wash sponges, something like that, more than just random foam sticking around. So yeah, if you're doing it making this, and be sure to tag me on Instagram. I'm loving seeing all your images so far. I've been reposting as many of you as I can on my stories. Just like make sure you tag me actually in the post instead of just send me a photo, because then it's like all sorts of hard to repost. So yeah, be sure to tag me on Instagram if you do end up making it. I hope these products are keeping you nice and busy whilst you're staying at home, staying inside, staying, you know, as healthy and safe as much as you possibly can. And yeah, just gonna get stuck straight on into it.
So to make the actual body of the Tamagotchi, I just took a small piece of foam, cut down an even smaller piece around about 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick, and then drew out this egg-like shape, and I just smoothed it all the way around until I had like a cylinder of that shape. What I then did was I smoothed out one of the sides, rounded it out, smoothed it out, rounded it out, smoothed it out, and then I cut down the shape to make it around about 1 inch thick, because I figured I had it a bit too thick, and I just rounded that off and smoothed that out until I was left with a nice smooth shaped egg Tamagotchi body like shape. No other way to describe it really. Like I said, like this would be a perfect time to use a dish sponge for this, because I cut it down anyway and it ended up only being about 1 inch thick, and some dish sponges are around about that. So what I then did, once I had it all cut out and smoothed out, I then popped it onto a wooden barbecue skewer, just so that I could get all the way around the squishy, just painting it all at once to save myself a bit of time. I just layered on a really thick layer of a white puffy paint mixture, and then did 3 layers of that in total, so that I could no longer see any of the holes in the sponge. Once I had all of those layers on, I then moved on with a tulip metallic silver paint, and I painted out a little square. This was really hard to apply because it kind of like went really opaque, but it dries down a little bit. No, it's really transparent, but it dries down more opaque. So I did 2 layers of that in total, and it covered really well once it had dried. So once that was dry, I then moved on and I decided to paint my whole Tamagotchi in a pink shade. Just mix that up in a little bowl, just using a little bit of acrylic paint to dumb down the pink colour of the original puffy paint. And then once that was dry, I just decorated it. So I used some white puffy paint onto a little bit of cardboard with a dotting tool, put some hearts on and some little dots, and then using some like iridescent kind of pink foil stuff, you know, the stuff that's usually in like slime and like shaker charms, that sort of stuff. I used some of that, and I just applied a bit of Mod Podge and just stuck some of that onto it, applying some Mod Podge over it again to seal it all in. I also then applied another layer of Mod Podge just to add in a few bits of like chunky iridescent glitter, just so that I had a bit more sparkle going on. I don't know, I just wanted this one really sparkly. I then put another layer of Mod Podge over that to seal all of that in. Once that was done, I figured it looked still a little bit too plain, so I took a slightly darker pink puffy paint and I just painted around the edge, and I painted the whole of the back in that colour as well, so that it had like a two-toned look. Once that was dry, I applied 3 little dots down the bottom to make like the Tamagotchi buttons, and then I took some Fabri-Tac glue and popped in a little bit in the hole where I took the skewer out. I then put in one of those like little plug things that you get from normal squishies. This one here is actually from a yummiibear squishy that I just had kicking around, so I just used that, stuck it in that little hole so I didn't have to fill that, and that created the perfect little attachment on the top. So you can leave it there if you want to, but I decided to put a little cute face on it, because as you guys know, I love to put cute faces on everything. So I just went back in with a multitude of puffy paint and painted on the same cute face that I always do.
So it's been about a day now, everything is all completely dried down. All the Mod Podge, all of the tulip slick, all of the layers of paint are completely dry. I just left it that extra day just to make sure that all like these 3D bits were also set as well, But yeah, completely dry now, and I figured I would just give it a squish. Before I do, I just want to say that I love this little bit in it. This is actually from a yummiibear squishy. It came like with a tag part, and I keep all of my tags, and I thought I may as well reuse this bit because I never end up putting them like in my actual squishies. So yeah, I thought that this would be really fun. It's just one of those little kind of like phone plug things that I've used to kind of stick in there. Now it's working really well. So squishiness wise, I could do with a few more holes in there, I reckon. I'll just put a few in the back. I always use a pin to kind of break through the first layer of paint, and that allows obviously the air to go in and out, which then affects how slow rising it can be. That's probably perfect for me. I love a slow rising squishy. I know some people like faster ones, so then you could put more holes in it if you want to, but I mean, it's completely down to you. I think the slick metallic paint has worked really well. This is the one I used to store on my desk. It just comes out so shiny, so I'm really happy that I used that one. I think that was about £2, something like that, in Hobbycraft, which is where I usually buy all of my slick and 3D tulip kind of paints. I know they sell them online at the moment. They're not open in stores, but you can also get them on Amazon, that sort of stuff. A lot of people always ask me where I get my puffy paints from, and it's usually Hobbycraft or Amazon, depending on obviously which one's open and which one's on offer. But yeah, really happy with how this come out. Love all the colours, love all the glittery bits that I put on there. So hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye!